Group Training Employment specialises in providing apprentices for employers in a variety of vocations.
We at KNS Photos use GTE because they're local, flexible and cost efficient.
Group Training Employment found me an apprenticeship and organised my training.
As has been acknowledged, it was my vision and my idea that started the South East Regional Group Apprenticeship Scheme. But that was the idea, was to A, create extra apprenticeships, and B, give employers that didn't have the full range of training an opportunity to have an apprentice when they needed it. The first group were a good batch of young people.
So I was the original Surgas girl. I got my apprenticeship in the September of 1986, and I was given the opportunity to work at a fabulous restaurant, the restaurant that was the restaurant in Mount Gambier at the time, at Bartholomews. So I took on a commercial cookery apprenticeship. When I turned up for my first lesson, I was the only girl, and they said, "You probably won't make it through. You'll probably end up pregnant or married." I was 16. And I always remember my dad always said, "You'll always have work because you've got an apprenticeship, you've got a trade, you've got a piece of paper, and there's always going to be room for chefs because there's always going to be a wedding and there's always going to be a funeral."
It was the first community-based apprenticeship scheme in South Australia, and it was very innovative, and so it then started off in a little outgo out the back of TAFE, almost in a paddock, but not quite. The operation was, I guess, trying to find its feet and trying to be self-sustained, and those early days were challenging. On many occasions, the finance committee or the board would be called to a special meeting to work out how we were going to fund the operation for the next week.
When I first came to GTE in 2000, we're in the Wesley Church, Methodist Church on Penola Road. We had 80 apprentices, roughly 6 staff, second-hand computers, Nokia flip phones, leased cars. The building was freezing. If someone turned their bar heater on above 1, it blew the fuses in the whole place. But we're a really happy bunch of people.
These students were invited to try a trade in Mount Gambier today. The initiative aimed to give the youngsters a true picture of what to expect across a range of trades. And it wasn't just the usual suspects who signed up for the opportunity.
Group Training Australia invited students from Mount Gambier, Millicent, Naracoorte and Penola to get involved in Try a Trade Day at Grant High School's Construction Trade Skills Centre.
Galway's construction program has been a major recruiting ground for group training employment for many, many years. Over the years, we have employed so many people out of the Galway's construction program. Why is it so good? It's because they focused very much on being job ready, and they ended up fantastic employees for group training employment.
If you get the right person in the right job, and not every kid will be able to work with certain employers, and if you get that mix right, you have a good apprenticeship, everyone has a good experience and it gets through the end, and yeah, it's great.
I like when you see like a host come back through that was like an apprentice when I started, and I'm like, oh, look, I know that name. Why do I know that name? And then I'm like, that's why I know that name.
Group Training Employment officially opened its newly redeveloped office complex on Friday afternoon. The community-based not-for-profit organisation currently employs 191 apprentices and trainees and has placed more than 600 into work since it opened in 1985.
It's nothing short of an amazing transformation. The North Gambier squash courts on Commercial Street West redeveloped into Group Training Employment's new office building.
GTE started out in an old ATCO hut, and we've worked for 20 years to get to this stage, and this is a community asset, and I'm sure the community will use this with the training rooms and meeting rooms as such.
GTE plays a major role with us, and we have an extremely collaborative approach to the way we look at pathways for our students. GTE has employed many of our students through giving them the opportunity of work experience, and also through some form of training, making sure that students are the right fit for the right job. I think it does play a major role in making sure we have accessibility to the employers out there to the industries out there so that students then can actually make some choices and be able to be employed and also have the experience to be able to be future employees. When a student approaches me about wanting to leave school because they're ready, an apprenticeship is another way, another form for them to still stay connected to school in many ways to ensure that they complete their SACE and they also themselves make a decision where they want to be.
GTE make it really easy to find trainees. The hiring process is amazing. It's really straightforward and you get great support in managing trainees for the good and the bad. Faith started with us as a full-time trainee in promotions and marketing. She was our first trainee with GTE, which is really exciting. At the end of Faith's traineeship, there was a job opening because Faith is so fantastic at what she does. She was successful in getting that role and is still with us.
Probably the biggest kick I get out of group training employment is I look out through my window in my office and see an ex-apprentice coming into group training employment. I pop my head out and say, "G'day, what are you doing here?" And they say, "I've come to put an apprentice on." And that is the best feeling that we can get when we've got return business from apprentices coming in to be the next business owners in our local area.
Well, I don't think everybody's going to go to college and uni and do that kind of thing. So I think it's really important for trades to come through. With GTE, it's very easy to find an apprentice. Like you can talk to GTE and think, well, is this guy going to suit me or is it going to suit someone else? And you can try them out and see if they're going to suit your company. Like at the moment, I'll put young Nico on and he's great. He's terrific. And we've had him now for probably 6 months. So he fitted with us and we fitted with him.
Listen, I like a culture where everyone can come to work and enjoy themselves, and we have our little bits of banter and things like that. As far as we go, we have lots of fun. Some of the organisations that group training employ is the Naracoorte and Lucindale Community Care Centre, Sunset Kitchen, 4 Reasons Why, Spare Change for Kids, AC Care. We also volunteer for Food Bank, the Mayor's Christmas Appeal. So there's significant amounts of money that we donate each year back into community.
So the board has always been a very focused board. It's reflected the business that we do and the people that we deal with. We always seem to be able to plan to be a jump ahead of the rest. It's one of those boards that you go away with a sense of achievement after every meeting.
Our board is probably, together with the staff, is the fundamental reason why group training employment has been so successful and got to the 40-year period. They are very focused on community. They're very focused on doing the right thing by Mount Gambier and surrounding districts. I say to the staff most days that we should be so proud of wearing the GTE emblem on our shirts when we walk down the street.
Yeah, Woolworths and Coles is a long trip. The apprentices that have gone through, business owners, supervisors, at the football on weekends, it's everywhere, no matter where you go. So you just got to make sure you do the right thing by everyone and it's okay.
For me, it's probably more my name. Like they'll be like, Maddie Stevens, oh, you come up and do my page. I'm like, yeah, yeah, that's me.
GTE has always looked towards what is the next step. So recently we looked at Naracoorte again and we believe that the business case stacked up, and so have opened an office in Naracoorte which we can better serve the Limestone Coast.
We've just announced a new partnership with the Technical College, which is very exciting for Mount Gambier, but also for group training employment moving forward. I think as parents, we all really want our children to become assets to society somewhere. And by being able to provide many people in Mount Gambier a job opportunity and a certificate or a trade at the end of it, sets them well on the way to be that asset in society that we all strive for our children.